Welcome, everyone, to Intensity Broadcasting for coverage of the Super Speedway King Series, sponsored by Over the Top Designs. Tonight, the NASCAR Cup Series Cup cars will be racing at Talladega Super Speedway for 77 laps. Now, the Super Speedway Kings are the best Super Speedway drivers running the best setups on iRacing, and I'm going to be your announcer, Atlee @Manwees, and joining me tonight to call the action is a Super Speedway King, Josh Hall. Hey Josh, how you doing tonight?
Doing excellent, Atlee. About ready to watch these guys take on this fun track at Talladega. I love coming here, and last time we were here, it was exciting with they went green flag, checker flag without a yellow, so see if they can do that again tonight.
Yep, I mean, Super Speedway Kings always impress with their racing. I mean, when people watch this for the first time, I mean, they're surprised at how well they're able to race and how they can go caution free and they can go 3 wide for long periods of time. I mean, it's crazy how skilled that these drivers are, but a lot of it does have to do with experience and how many years that they've been doing it. A lot of people have been doing this for double digits, sim racing for double digits. And we do want to thank our race sponsor, Over the Top Designs. If you're in need of a top-notch custom paint scheme, check out Over the Top Designs on Facebook. And I have put their Facebook link in the description so you have easy access to their website where you can contact them. Only about $15 to $20 for a paint, and you'll be looking fly on the racetrack. And then also we do have an anonymous sponsor that is paying 20 iRacing credits to the winner each week, plus 100 iRacing credits to the champion. And I know a lot of the drivers who have won races definitely appreciate that anonymous sponsor. So thank you to them for doing that, because next week we are going to be crowning a champion, so those 100 credits will be given. And before we head on to qualifying, we'll do a quick look at our format. Unlimited tires, 2 quick repairs, and 64% fuel, which is going to mean that we're going to see about 3 to 4 green flag pit stops. It also depends on whether we have cautions or not. That could change everything.
Yeah, last time they went caution 3, we had 3 pit stops, and the leaders were just barely able to make it without, as they were crossing the line, they were running out, so 3 stops is going to be the call tonight. And I imagine if they do go early like they did last time here, they'll probably come in right around lap 18 if they're trying to run that strategy.
Before we start talking about everything with going on in qualifying, here's a look at the point standings. Still, Rick Seabrands is on top. Mark Mann is in second. Gabe Butler is third in points. Patrick Groover fourth. And Everett Lane is in 5th, but one driver that I didn't mention won last race, and he's won 2 in a row, looking for 3 in a row, or looking for a 3-peat tonight. That's Michael Pegg. Has had a very dominant performance, him and his regulator teammates. It's crazy how well they work together with each other.
That's true, Atlee. I mean, they would definitely get the job done getting on and off a pit road, and it makes a big difference. And that's why they've been so good the last couple of weeks.
We're now here with qualifying, as once these drivers cross the start-finish line, they're going to start getting timed for their first lap. There's a look at Tim Hamilton in his signature Havoline 38.
Yeah, and he runs that 38 this year. Usually he runs the 28, but because we lost our good friend Monty Noyes a few years ago, he has been running the 38 ever since, and it's nice to him to pay that tribute to Monty.
Oh, and that does remind me that Intensity Broadcasting still sends condolences to the Crow family, as Jimmy Crow Sr. a little while ago did pass away.
I was talking to Jimmy before we came on the broadcast, and glad to hear the family's doing well. And again, we do pass along our condolences.
Like when Kevin Freeze and everybody else is getting ready to go across the start-finish line for their first time to lap. We'll see who gets on the top of the board. last week, Everett Lane got the pole. But, ooh, in front of him, Everett Lane is in 4th, but in front of him, Tracy Weaver in the 41 machine got a 49.32. This is 1 lap qualifying. Not a lot of time to, don't need a second lap. Improve on your first.
1 lap qualifying really puts precedence on who can run a good, clean lap. See Dude Conrad coming across the line here.
13th. There's the 95 of James Mayer. He already did set his time, but a lot of people don't know this. After you do set your qualifying time, iRacing doesn't kick you out. You can still turn laps, but it won't count towards your qualifying time. So that gives the drivers a little bit of extra practice time.
I like to use that opportunity to make a practice pit stop. I mean, it gives you an opportunity to get the car wound up so you're at full speed, and you can try your pit stop. And if you depending how much time is left in the session, as you see the 95 practicing this pit stop right here, if you haven't enough time in the session and you mess it up, you can actually go around again and try again if you have time.
This is 5 minutes for everybody to do their thing. There's JD Crow in the 17 target machine. He's just gonna stop. LG Whaley.
I like that target ride. That was a good looking ride.
See more from him coming up. That target machine. Here's LG Whaley. I do not believe LG Whaley was in last race. So we are getting set to see what time he's gonna put on the board.
Right.
Todd Siebels and David Adamson need to get on the board.
Right now at the top of the board, Tracy Weaver's still up there just ahead of Kevin Fries.
Unless some of these drivers that haven't set a time yet can get up there to him. I do believe that he is going to be our pole sitter.
Natalie, I got to make a mention of these times. I mean, Tracy Weaver, 49.32. Kevin Fries with a 33. Gabe Butler with a 33. Jimmy Crow with a 34. Estel Phoebes with 34. Craig White with a 34. Everett Lane with a 34. Don Davies with a 34. I mean, these guys are 0.2 of a second. 0.3 of a second is, or sorry, 0.03 of a second is all that separates the top 10.
And that just shows how consistent this entire field is with each other. Whaley getting on the board just in time, 17th, and we are now getting set to start gridding for this race. Have it up right here. So with a scorching time of 49.324, Tracy Weaver is going to be starting on the pole. Second is going to be the 25 of Kevin Fries. Starting third is the 88 of Gabe Butler. Outside of him, we have Jimmy Crow Jr. And then starting fifth, we have Estel Fields.
In the 6th spot, we're going to have Craig White. 7th, the 24 of Everett Lane. In the 8th spot, Don Davis. In the 70 machine, starting 9th will be Frank Ramuglia. And rounding out the top 10 will be Gary Zipolanski.
Starting 11th, we have the 20th of Larry Boyle. 12th is last week's winner, the 777 of Michael Pegg. 13th is the 8 machine of Dude Conrad. Starting 14th, we have the 429 of Paul Witt. 15th, we have the 071 of Eric Laurie.
16th, the 38 machine of Tim Hamilton. Be rolling off. And then 17th, we're going to have LG Whately. One of the Groover twins, Patrick, in the 01, starting 18th. Alcina in the 85, rolling off 19th. And the round out your 10th row, the 4 machine of Rick Seabrands.
Then we got starting 21st, we have the 02 of Seth Groover. 22nd is going to be Thomas Holder. Starting 23rd, we have the 15 of Noel Coers. Outside of him, we have the 04 of Mark Mann. And then starting 25th, we have James Mayer.
The 03 of David Overstreet will be starting 26th. The 101 of Randy Miner in 27th. JD Crow in the 17, he'll be rolling off 28th. Todd Siebels in the 45, rolling off 29th. And John Stathakos in the 08 in 30th.
Starting 31st, we have the 83 of Mark Billen. 32nd is going to be the 53 of Paul Sheldon. Starting 33rd is Don Thompson. Outside of him, we have Rob Connors. And then starting 35th, we have the 69 of Michael Lovelace.
007 of David Amundsen, he'll roll off 36th. Brent Lay in the 52 will be 37th. Jay Hillard in the 23 machine, he'll be rolling off 38th. Then Jimmy Reynolds in the 29, rolling off 39th. And Michael Howlett in the 33 machine, rounding out row 20.
And then our final three is William R. Sanders, 41st, Brian Pierce, 42nd, and then last but not least, we have the 55 of Dean Wilkinson. We are now pacing. Cars are getting set. We are getting ready for some green flag racing here at Talladega with Tracy Weaver and Kevin Fries again starting on the front row. It's Talladega. We probably are going to see a lot of three-wide racing. They want to stretch it out. Watch for the Groover brothers to get hooked up. Both of them are starting 19th, 21st. They're very close to each other and they can get hooked up pretty easily.
Yeah, I think in the middle of the pack isn't a bad place for those guys to be right now. I think they'll be able to drive up really well through the field, and we all know they like to jump up to that high line as quick as they can, so we'll have to see what they do right here on the start.
All now on the pace car. And he wants to pull down. We'll get set. And again, here at Talladega, we have that long tri-oval where it's not where normally the start-finish line is in the middle of the tri-oval. It's at the end, kind of near the short chute, at the start of the short chute before turns 1 and 2. There goes the pace car going down onto turn 2, onto pit road. We're now getting set. No green flag racing. There you see all of our cars. Most of them have the new contingency sponsors, since iRacing did update them.
Green flag, green flag.
Here he goes. Green flag is out here at Talladega Super Speedway. We're already side by side for the lead as we enter turns 1 and 2. See if Jimmy Crow can give Kevin Fries a good push. And no, Tracy Weaver is now clear of the 25 of Kevin Fries as we enter the back straightaway.
And Butler's giving a big shove already, trying to keep Tracy Weaver up front there. And Fries is just kind of stuck on that outside row, kind of going backwards. Now he's got a little bit of help as the top row is trying to get some energy. It's Jimmy Crow up on that high side there, trying to give him a shove.
It's all about a lot of times which line can get the best organized. Where everyone's pretty close to each other. There isn't any big bulging gaps between cars.
Yeah, the closer you can run to that car in front of them and not touch them. I mean, if you're pushing the leader, as you see that high side now starting to get a little bit of a run. But the closer that third car in line and further on back can get, the more momentum that line's going to get. And right now, that top line is much more organized than the bottom line. You're starting to see that top line start to move.
I think if they can stay as organized as they are, then next couple laps, I think we might see Tracy Weaver in the lead. Still going to be on the cars behind him to just stay how they are and continue racing how they're racing, just so he can continue to get that momentum.
Yeah, that right now there's just a big gap between Everett Lane and Franco Muglia sitting in 10th. So right now, because of the cars that are sitting in 10th and 12th not being as formed up, that outside lane is what's happening to move. And right now we got the 01 of Patrick Groover already making that third lane come, but he's not being pushed by his brother. He's being pushed by the 4 of Sealands up on that high side.
You also see Mark Mann and J.D. Crow also running up there, trying to catch up to them. So we might see the third, and also that's Jimmy Crow up there as
Jimmy
well.
Crow just went up there. So JD Crow's coming that side too, and there's another car way far back. I don't know if he's going to be able to pull up. A big jump up to the top from the 3 of Craig White, trying to take that momentum away and get the push up to the front. Oh, we got spin in the back.
What?
No caution. No caution yet. We're going to stay green.
No caution despite that spin. Not sure who that was.
I'm checking it out right now for you. I'm going to use Paul Sheldon.
All right, Paul Sheldon. I'll try to find the replay. That one.
While that action's going on, I'll give you the radio side-by-side call here, as we have the 70 car actually being driven by Don Davis. He's got a big shove. He's actually moving up into the lead, Atlee. He's got a big push by Gary Sapinski, and he's going to drop down to the bottom side. Now Sapinski is getting a big push by the 429, trying to take that high side again. Here's the contact between Paul Sheldon.
Yep, there you go. Gets into Don Thompson, and that sends him around, and ooh, he's blinking. Looks like we couldn't catch the whole thing due to the fact that he is blinking. He gets off the pit road. We are back to real time, and like you said, Gary Lipinski is now in the lead, getting pushed by the 429 of Paul Witt.
70 of Don Davis right there as well, but here comes on the outside again, Jimmy Crow Jr. being pushed by Craig White on that outside.
See if they can get something going up there.
Tim Hamilton right behind those two, and then the 4 of Rick Seabrands, and right behind them you've got the 00 of Thomas Holder. So that top lane starting to get formed up again, and we've seen a couple big passes from that high line already early. See if we can continue to see that.
I don't know. I mean, 429, the thing that I'm waiting to see is if we can get all the regulators together with each other. Right now they seem pretty separated between each other. There's Lane there, Fields.
Jimmy Crow's getting a great shove right now, and he's now side by side with the 78 going into turn 3. I'm really digging that paint scheme on the 3 car tonight too.
It's very, I don't know, sleek, I guess you could say.
As a bit of a computer geek, he's running that Asus Republic of Gamers scheme, which is pretty much everything that's in my computer. So he's giving Jimmy Crow that big shove. Jimmy Crow's going to lead that lap at the line. I think Jimmy's going to pull down. Yep, Jimmy's going to be able. No, he's not able to pull down.
He thought
it looked like
better
he was clear. Yeah, he was. It looked like he was clear, but that 78 started to get a bit of a run, and that was just a smart move to pull back up. Yeah, it cost him the lead, but it also saved us from having a big wreck.
Yeah, that could have been really, really bad there for the 20 machine of Jimmy Crow Jr., but he stays up there, and maybe if he continues to have the same momentum that almost got him into the lead, he'll eventually actually get into the lead in front of the 78 of Gary Sapinski, which love that 78 machine. With simpler times when Truex ran in the 78, part of a big organization like Joe Gibbs, but still fast.
Ryan Truex, right?
No, Martin Truex Jr.
That's a reference to me saying Ryan Truex in our podcast. As you see, Jimmy Crow starting to slide backwards a little bit. And if you haven't caught our podcast, go check that out. We had a great interview with Brandon Butterbean Queen.
Right, you can get that on. You can watch it on Facebook. We are also on Spotify if you like watching your podcast on that, or Apple Podcasts as well. You can listen to that while you're on the commute. I don't know what else. When do people watch podcasts?
On the commute, listen to them, yeah. No. As guess who's starting to hook up with each other, but they're way back in the pack right now. And that's the Groover twins, but they're sitting back in 26th and 30th right now. So
There they are. No, it's only one of them, Patrick Groover, and he's up there with the 8 of Dude Conrad. Oh, there is the other one, Seth Groover.
Seth got a little loose, got a little tap from someone as he had to slide back a little bit. But Jimmy Crow now up at the front. Jimmy Crow getting a big shove by that 3 again. Now they're side by side for the lead yet again. Looks like that 3 of Craig White, though, just cannot stay on the back bumper.
If they're trying to get up there, again, though, the big thing for that high side is they need to get organized, because we've seen what happens when the high side is able to get organized well.
That bottom line's doing a great job of keeping the energy, and they're going by a lap car right now. Nice of him to stay down the apron, let these guys race it out, not get in the way. But those 3 cars up front, the 78, the 429, the 70, they are just locked up the way they should be, and not able to let that top lane get any momentum. Here come the Groovers on the outside. They're already up just behind the 38 of Tim Hamilton, so they moved incredibly fast. They're already up breaking the top 10.
Love to see it from the Groover brothers. Always trying to use that high side, and they're always successful. Eventually, they're almost up side by side with Jimmy Crow. Yep, he's there. 3 wide.
So these were 2 cars that were just sitting back in the 30th position. And now they're challenging for the lead on that 3rd lane. If only they had someone that could get up there with them, because once they get up to that lead pack here, it's now Jimmy Crow starting to get the momentum. A little shove there from Craig White, pushing him up there. Craig gets off of him.
I saw Tim Hamilton, he thought about going up there, stays in the middle.
Yeah, Timmy will jump up there. Timmy, that's a good place for Timmy. He likes it up there. And I imagine he might jump up there, maybe coming off a 2 here. He can get a good run.
You will see, as they're still equal with Jimmy Crow Jr. I think it has to be going through everybody in the middle's heads right now. Hey, do I want to go up there?
I mean, those are 2 strong cars up there, and they run that high line better than anybody I've ever seen at super speedways together. So, seeing them up there and it reminds me of my old glory days. I used to love running that line up there.
I mean, imagine if there was a 3rd one, how successful they'd be.
Well, it looks like they got 3 more cars coming to them on the high side. They're sitting back there right now about 18, 19, the 20th, but they're starting to form up a 3rd lane up there and trying to make something happen. Looks like they're going to tuck down inside, though, and just leave those 2. A big separation on that 3rd lane, as the 41 of Tracy Weaver is way off the back bumper of Don Davis.
Very zoomed out view, as you see everybody's in the infield hanging out, and everybody in the stands.
Infield of Talladega is where you want to be. That's what I've been told.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting place. Same with me. I mean, oh, and there's some people heading in.
Must be lap 14?
It is lap 14.
So I believe that's all the regulators going in and pitting there.
And then some others. See Mark Mann, Noel Coers, and Mays. No, that's Todd Siebels. But we'll go ahead and see who's going to win the race off of pit road here.
Michael Pegg up there as well. So kind of figured that would be those guys going to the pit, as right now up at the front we have the Groover twins taking the lead.
There goes. See, that's, yep, Michael Pegg won the race off as everybody else is exiting off of pit road, and we'll now go back up to what's going on up front. There's some other people dipping off, more people.
Right now we have a great battle at the lead, Atlee, as the Groover twins are trying to take that lead away from Jimmy Crow.
Yep, they have a good run. If they can... Yep. Oh, were they... No, they're not quite clear of Jimmy Crow yet.
Up there, Tim Hamilton's out there right behind him. I imagine Tim's going to be able to work with them and get them up to the front. See that top lane again, just starting to become a little more organized than that bottom lane.
That's what it takes for the top line to have success, is definitely if they can get well organized, get grouped up together. They're clear now, but I think they were going to try to get both of them down there.
They're just both not clear, but it looks like Seth's probably going to clear here, and yep, they're going to go right down to the bottom, and the Groover Twins to the lead.
You can't have one without the other. One wouldn't go down with the other one staying up. That's not how they're going by Jay Hilliard.
I'm sure Christmas and Thanksgiving wouldn't be very happy if they did. But now they got out to a little bit of a lead here off of Jimmy Crow, and now Jimmy's got a little bit of a run with the 3-car in tow. Oh, Jimmy's going to go in the pit. A couple other cars coming in the pit here.
You know, the Groover brothers like to stretch it out as long as possible. It seems.
I imagine this group that's on track right now. Their whole goal right now is to get single file, get organized, and run some good laps so that they can put some time between them and, well, the regulators. Because right now, because the regulators were running single file by themselves for as long as for those extra 4 laps while these guys were running side by side, they're going to be able to pull out to a little bit of a lead compared to what these guys have right here.
That's the regulators crew that we're seeing going by right now. As we look.
Everybody else come on the pit road right now.
All right. Yep, there it goes.
Patrick got into the wall. I believe that was Pat. Yeah, Seth got into the wall. Excuse me.
That was Seth. Okay.
Looks like he just locked him up a little bit. Got a little too hot coming into the pits, and
get the wreckage replay up on that. So check out what happened on pit road for Seth Groover. Here they go. They're going off the track right now.
looks like he just was coming a little hot. Locks up that right front tire, and once you lock up those front tires, you have no steering. We got a big crash on the track.
What?
The Seth Groover is in the wall, along with there was the Freeze in the 25 was involved in that as well. I believe Dude Conrad was caught up in that.
So looks like it happened while they were exiting pit road. Here's what happened. So they didn't go across, or did they? Were they across the blue line?
Oh, just he caught him. Seth was going a little bit quicker right there. Wasn't expecting him to. Who is that? Is that Dude Conrad or?
Let's see. That's the 83. There's Jay Hilliard, Kevin Freeze. The 83 is Mark Billen.
Yeah. So it looks like Mark just was maybe got a little loose on the apron there, which happens very easily. And he had to check up a little bit, and Seth wasn't expecting him to check up, just caught him. And, yeah, sent them both up the track in front of a couple cars that had already pit.
It's disappointing for them. And, ooh, looks like he's got smoke coming from out of the back of that O2 machine here in real time. He must have blown that engine. As there goes all the leaders on the pit road.
Yeah, tough break for him. Yeah, as the leaders, you want to take this opportunity to top off. iRacing has this rule that if you don't pit the first time by, you can't pit any other. So these guys are going to come in, they're going to top off, and then I imagine with one lap to go to green, you'll see a bunch of cars peel in and just top off so that they can stretch that fuel run just a little bit longer.
Uh-oh, I think I saw one of the, who's that? That Michael, I think one of the regulators' cars missed pit road. No, that was the 042 of Estill Fields, had a little bit of trouble getting into his pit stall. Look up front. The winner of the race off of pit road was Rick Seabrands. And normally you don't really see Rick Seabrands that much until the end of the race, but there you see he's up front early.
It looks like Seth Groover is dead on the backstretch. Looks like he's going to have to tow that thing.
No, man, that is going to lose you so much time. It's a shame. I mean, once you tow, I mean, it's hard to come back. Of course, there could be some more cautions. Get him back on the lead lap.
He's getting a push right now from the 01.
Yes, there we go. That's what. Wait, let me find this.
He just went off the track and he just towed.
Yep, so that's gonna take about 1 to 2 minutes to tow, and then all his damage that he needs to fix. Oh no.
They have a reset.
Oh yes, he did have a reset. But he still has to do his time for the tow.
Yeah, the nice thing is, depending on where you tow, it changes in time. So the closer you are to the pits, the faster you're going to tow.
Now that is actually something that I did not know. There goes the 42 of Rob Connors. I'm not sure. I think he's going to be now like 1 lap down. I think he was 2 laps down now.
Who was it that got the wave by?
Rob Connors.
He was 1 lap down, so he is going to be back on the lead lap, I believe.
Right, so lights on the pace car are off. Got Rick Seabrands, Paul Witt on the front row.
Kind of like I alluded to earlier, we have Mark Dillon, a couple cars on pit road right now, just topping off. Michael Pegg was one of them. Seth Groover. Sorry, the 01 of Patrick Groover was just on pit road, so it's a little strategy there.
We'll see if that strategy pays off. Here goes the cars into turn 3. Behind them is Rick Seabrands and Paul Witt. We got Gary Sislapinski and David Adamson.
Yeah, what's really surprising me right now is the regulators are kind of all spread out throughout the pack right now. You figure, with Everett Lane and Paul Witt up at the front, you figure those other guys would be there, but no, they're Todd Siebel's towards the back more. Like I mentioned, Pegg is now currently sitting back in 38th.
Man.
Pegg is the last car on the lead lap.
Here we go. We're going to go through this tri-oval. Can't go green yet.
Green flag, green flag.
And there we go. We're back green here at Talladega Superspeedway for our first restart. And getting a good run on the high side is the 429 of Paul Witt. Wasn't quite able to get clear of Rick Seabrand. So he's now going to hook up there with David Adamson, the Green Hornet.
Yeah, David's got a great run on that outside, and he had a great start, and I thought they were going to push right to the front here, but you see the 4, Rick Seabrand's, he's making a good run on the bottom down here.
Right, he's got 78 of Gary Slopinski behind him. But, ooh, is he clear?
All right, man. Caution is
Oh,
out.
caution's
Caution is
out.
Yeah, we got a wreck. Yep, it started with the 39 of Don Thompson. Looks like he got a little high and got up into the wall, and that's what started this whole thing.
All right.
I saw that. I was actually focused on the 39. I saw him drifting backwards, and yeah, he caught the wall, and man,
Any
couple
others
really
involved?
good. Gabe Butler involved. The 01 of Patrick Groover involved. We had quite a few cars there involved in that one. As I
Yeah.
mentioned, the 39 of Don Thompson kind of was the start of it all.
So here's a look at exactly what happened right here. This happened in front of Michael Howlett. Cockpit would be a good view for this. So here we go. So there's the 39 of Don Thompson up there. He tags the wall. That sends him down into John Stathakos, and Michael Howlett has nowhere to go. Right into that 39 machine. Sends him down. Almost hits Thomas Holder. He gets into Gabe Butler. Gabe's in the wall. And then he blinks out. So all of them are now going onto pit road. Some people stay out. Rick Seabrand's, our leader, goes in. Or previous leader, I guess now. Paul Witt, though, stays out. Like, somebody getting their lap back.
That would be the
Brian Pierce.
Yep.
That's going to put him back into contention for this race.
Some good hard racing though all throughout the pack, and unfortunately the yellows were just racing deals. Unfortunately, bouncing off the wall like that, once you hit the wall, you kind of lose control of the car, and you're not really able to keep the car where you want to. But yeah, very uncharacteristic to see a car spin out another car coming off a pit road on the apron. So we'll see how the rest of the race goes. It's been kind of unusual, to say the least.
This is our second caution of the night here.
You said next week's their finale. Where are they running next week?
So here in this league, they do Talladega. They do, I guess it would be Daytona, Talladega. So since this race is Talladega and last race was Daytona, so we're going to have a second Talladega in a row. So the season finale is at Talladega, which, I mean, I'd prefer that.
Oh, for sure. The racing always seems to be a lot better and a lot tighter here than it is at Daytona.
I mean, it's funny how, I mean, that's not the case, though. It's the racing is technically, Talladega's more wider compared to Daytona. I mean, the racing on the track is tighter, right? But I mean, the track is a lot wider, which makes it easier for 3 wide racing.
3 and 4 wide. We've seen 4 wide with these guys and them be able to hold it for a little while. So
Another question. A lot of times, though, a lot of times people don't mean to go 4 wide.
I know. I've gone 4 wide on purpose before and made it work out. So
It can be like a final lap thing. The final lap is always nuts in this league.
it's nothing like iOS last week at Phoenix where they were 6 wide. But
I mean, you can do that in the dog leg.
They were 6 wide through the dog leg at Phoenix. I couldn't believe it. I was shocked, and they made it work. So that was probably the most surprising thing out of that too.
And that's the cool thing about Phoenix.
I should say they made it work through the dog leg, but as they funneled down into turn 3, they had some issues because you can't go through turn 3 at Phoenix.
Yeah, Phoenix can be a tricky track for sure. With that dog leg.
I love that dog leg. I think it kind of opens up the track and gives you a little different perspective and lets you do some things that you normally can't do.
Starting on this front row, I think it's going to be the same. No, it's not. So it's going to be Paul Witt and David Adamson. They've got Gary Sislopinski. And here's a name that we haven't really mentioned a lot, Everett Lane in that 24 machine.
Yeah, and Eslo Field's in the 5th spot, so that's a couple regulators right there who usually dominate these races here at Talladega. So we'll see what these guys can do here.
There goes pace car on the pit road. Should be going back green. We're going to wait for Barney the flagman to wave his flag.
Green, green, green.
Here we go. We're back green here at Talladega Superspeedway. Both drivers get a good start. Side by side through 1 and 2. 429 looks like is clear now over David Adamson.
I saw Alcina make a big jump to the high side. Maybe he's thinking he could work with those guys a little bit better than that bottom lane. But right now the bottom lane looks like it has the energy. Because those 3 cars are making some moves there at the front.
Right, they're pretty well formed, and now looks like JD Crow is catching up to the back bumper of the 042, but looks like now the high side is also getting pretty well formed up. David Adamson is now side by side with the 429 of Paul Witt.
A pretty calm restart this time around. Everybody's kind of stayed in line and biding their time right now, and it's going to be, they know they have a lot of race to go. I think they're just kind of chilling out right now until it's go time.
Like you said, we do have a lot of race to go. So while we do see a little break in the action, go ahead and pump up the intensity and you can hear sounds and sights of the racetrack. welcome back after that pump up intensity. And while we were doing this, we do have Rick Seabrands making it 3 wide up there. And oh, we got a car down on the apron. Not exactly sure who that was.
It's like the 33 of, apologize, well, that was Michael Howlett in the 33 down the apron. Looks like he's got some issues right now.
Look at the 33. Looks like, wait, no, he's on the track right now.
33. I'm sorry. 30. Oh, hold on. 71. 20 car. The 20 car is the one that had issues. I apologize. That was Jimmy Crow Jr.
All right. It's like we do have Jimmy Crow Jr. and Eric Laurie both going into the pits because of that incident. Back up front. Still we have the same drivers on the bottom and the top. Paul Witt and David Adamson. And they were trying to start that third line. Like it's kind of faded away though. Like they are catching a lap car. I believe that is the 08 of John Stathakos. He's just gonna stay high. Oh! The 01 and the 02, both Groover brothers got into each other. They saved it though. They got down on the apron. I think JD Crow moves up there to the high side now. He's going to be the new leader up there. See if him and David Adamson and Everett Lane can work together with each other and get up front. They also are catching another lap car.
Yeah, right now they're catching the 39 car.
Don Thompson. He was involved in one of the previous incidents. Ever since then, he's been off pace. There you can see them catching up to him. A swarm. He's just gonna stick up there on that high side.
There's actually a couple cars that are off the pace right now, running by themselves. You've got the 39, which they're going by right now. You've got the 57 they're going to be catching next. The 57 is just about to go into turn 3 right now, so within the next lap he'll be passed. The 15 and the 83 are also stuck out there by themselves right now.
And a lot of this had to do with maybe some like checkups and little spins in the back, especially the one that happened to Jimmy Crow.
Yeah, Jimmy Crow got off the pace. He had a little bit of contact with somebody and came to pit road and got that car fixed up. But yeah, the 57 of Brian Pierce is the next car these guys are going to be lapping as they're catching up so much faster. The 57's just coming off of turn 2. And these guys are now just coming off of turn 2 themselves. So you'll see the 57 there down on the apron. Staying out of the way. Smart move by Brian Pierce. Let these guys race it out. Don't affect their race at all.
Like he towed back into the pits. No, he stayed out there. He's blinking.
There's a couple of vehicles that are having some connection issues right now. But back up at the, well, not the front, but in the pack here, Seth and Patrick Groover are back up on that third lane, and just in front of them, a couple cars just pulled out in front of them. The Ada Dude Conrad, the 25 of Kevin Freese, and it's the 88 on my screen, but I know it's not the 88.
I think he's the one in the sim.
Yep.
Jay Hilliard, but looks like he goes back down. There goes the 52. Thought about going up there.
The 53 of Sheldon. Yep, Paul Sheldon. But you see Dude Conrad and Kevin Freeze there working that outside lane. They're making some moves up there. So now Sheldon does jump up to the high side in front of the Groover twins. I think we're going to see a bunch of cars up in that third lane right here.
Ooh, JD Crow in that 17 almost got clear of 429 of Paul Witt. But stays in the middle.
Great job for these guys running 3 wide here and making it work real well. So now there's a couple more cars behind the Groover brothers getting hooked up on that high side. You've got the 95 up there. And I'm trying to see who that other car is, but yeah, they're starting to get real. John Stathakos, thank you. They're really starting to form up on that high side now. Yeah, the 08, thank you.
Now, John Stathakos is actually a lap car, but while he was getting lapped, he was able to pull down into the pack. So even though he might not be racing to actually make those positions, he's still helping people, which is good. And there goes JD Crow moving down to the bottom and taking the lead here at Talladega. That now puts the 007 of David Adamson now having the lead in that middle line.
Well, Stathakos is racing for something right now. He is the lucky dog.
Right.
So he's trying to keep that lucky dog position, and the best way to do that is to pass cars and be up towards the front of the pack, because typically the lapper cars are going to be further in the back, and it's kind of a race within the race, if you will.
They are going by the 15 of Noel Coers now.
Coers having a real tough night tonight as well. Looks like he's a couple of laps down now. Those 3 at the front now, or 3 on that third lane, are doing an awesome job up there. A bunch of cars coming on the pit road here. Here comes the regulators yet again on the pit road.
Everett Lane, the Paul Witt, Frank Gramuglia.
Yep, the 13 Frank Gramuglia, excuse me, drove deep into pit lane there, and I thought he was going to speed for a second, but he got mowed down just in time.
Who's going to win the race? Typically, it's the person who has the farthest pit stall towards the finish line of the pits. There goes. But no, looks like the 429 of Paul Witt is going to win the race off of pit road. Got Everett Lane going by Estel Fields, and then there goes Frank Gramuglia, who's a little bit a ways from them.
We got a great battle for the lead here, too. A couple more cars come out in the pits, but right now there's a battle for the lead as David Adamson just took the lead away, with Craig White giving him a huge push here. Here come the Groover twins trying to make it 4 wide for a second. Back down the 3 wide. They're in the middle trying to make something happen. On the outside, so Big Conrad and Kevin Freese. And you see that 02 just get real loose there and start wiggling through the corner. And now it looks like Patrick Groover and Seth Groover with a great run down the backstretch. Patrick looks like he's clear. I know he's not going to move down until Seth's able to. But now they've got the 17 of JD Crow coming to help out as well. Oh, 13 lap cars are staying low. Let's go scoot everywhere up the tractor. 4 wide at the moment.
Oh, the 41 is around. Caution's out. Here at Talladega, we'll quickly get up that wreckage replay. Saw that right in the corner of my eye. Man,
that's Tracy Weaver.
Yep. That's what 4 wide will do.
It looked like Tracy had a bit of help there. Well, as we'll see in the wreckage rewind here. Almost looks like there was a car up in the wall at the same time. I think that was Gabe Butler up in the wall. Yeah, and trying to see who that is that they spooked and came down into Tracy Weaver. We'll see the replay in just a moment.
Said Gabe Butler.
Gabe Butler caught the wall, but Tracy Weaver is the one that got spun around and sent into the fence.
All right. All right, so here's what happened here. Finally got the replay up. Play, and here we go. It looks like Jay Hilliard got loose in front of them. They got 4 wide, and then there's some contact between Lee and then Tracy Weaver. Boom, gets right into the wall. Butler able to miss it.
I think that was the only 2 cars really involved, besides Gabe Butler up into the wall there.
There goes a bunch of people onto pit road. Staying out is Gary Sizlepinski. And LG Whaley up there.
It looks like the top 10 cars stayed out this time by.
Oh, what in the world? Gary Sizlepinski intentionally went down onto the apron and then hit the cone. And then it magically reset. I mean, that's very rude when people do that. One of my biggest pet peeves.
That blue cone under caution's not so bad. It's when people take out the cone going into the pits that can really mess you up, or coming off the pits because you just can't see the where pit lane ends.
Right, it ruins it for the other drivers because, I mean, it tells you when you get off the track. Of course, these drivers probably know where the line is for when you can go up onto the track. Still.
Atlee, I know you don't do too much road racing, but I remember when they first introduced the cones that moved and had physics to them.
Mm-hmm.
I remember running a road course race at Road America, and all the braking zones for Road America, for the most part, are cones. And somebody had a great battle in front of me, and there was some contact made. One car got off the track, and when I got there, there was no cones. I had no idea where to step on the brakes. And I think I overshot the corner by probably a good 200-300 feet because of it.
Dang. There goes, let's see, Seth Groover, Noel Coers. All going on to pit road. I mean, no, all getting their lap back. Gonna be going back green this next time by with Gary Sizlepinski and LG Whaley on that front row.
What I'm waiting for is iRacing to implement the banners to move around, or the.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking about. It
So we can
happened
get 'em
just
caught up.
last. It happened on Sunday.
So the cars can pick up extra sponsors throughout the race.
And then also, I don't know if you saw this, but eventually they need to have hood physics where the hood comes up over the windshield. I didn't know if you saw it, but Chase
saw that.
Briscoe had that happen to him.
I had that happen to me in an ARCA car when they introduced a new damage model. And I rear-ended somebody. I'm like, oh, this isn't too bad, too much damage. And then I went in the corner, and all of a sudden the hood flopped up on me. I'm like, oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, Chase Briscoe kept it going.
Now, your Bando doesn't have a hood like that, right?
I mean, I hope that doesn't happen. It'd be ironic if it did.
Things, right?
You gotta, like, reach your head out the window and look. About to go green again this time. Bye. There goes the pace car. LG Whaley needs to get back up side by side with Gary Sislapinski.
Gamesmanship there. You see a couple cars kind of laying back just a little bit. I know they've got a long way to get to before they have to really catch up here. So they're approaching the restart zone right here.
Here we go. We're back green here at Talladega Super Speedway. Is with the nose right now. Got LG Whaley. But oh, they're side by side as we're nearing the back straightaway, and now the 78 of Gary Sislapinski has the nose. Ooh, but getting a great run as LG Whaley. Then him and Alcina move down to the bottom, and they take the lead. New leader, LG Whaley.
And here comes that 78 with a great run as well, catching up. But I think now he's going to stay down the bottom. I thought maybe he would have taken that run to the high side and try to get a push there. But here comes that outside lane now, making the big move back up. And already Michael Howlett back to the lead with that big push from Don Davis. And he's going to jump down in front of LG Whaley.
Now that's going to put... Is that on the high side?
That is Don Davies in the 7. Don Davis in the 7. On the 70 on the high side, being pushed by the 03 of David Overstreet. Name we have not mentioned tonight.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think we've ever mentioned his name. He's also part of the regulators. And oh, there goes the 85 of Alcina. Did he make it 3? Yeah, it's 3 wide. And then that just forces the 70 of Don Davis, and they leave him out to dry. And he's just going to fall way back unless somebody goes up there and picks him up. Maybe one of his regulator teammates. There goes LG Whaley to the top. That's going to give it some more momentum. And both of them go down to the bottom. And retake the lead. And it was just a little while ago that they were 1-2 Alcina. And what is Alcina goes back to the top. Up there with David Overstreet.
Well, he's trying to find that best momentum that he can, and David Overstreet, a big bump, holds on to it. That's not the place you want to bump in the center of the corner like that. Down the straightaways, you can shove and bump and hit all you want, but in the corners, unless you're already connected, you don't want to be there. You see Everett Lane on that high side, trying to tuck in behind the 03 and the 042 as well. Vestal Fields coming up into the mix.
Yep, I'd watch Estel in that 042.
I see one car jump out on the third lane. It looks like Jimmy Crow back there.
Yep, him and Thomas Holder are up there. Trying to make something work. Let's see if anybody joins them. Now, I believe they're going to have to pit one more time. So look here at pit strategy right now. The top 3 is on right now 29, has been 29 laps since they last went into the pits. Yep, so one more time, I believe, they will have to go in.
Yeah, they will definitely have to go in one more time to make it to the end. As you see, still side by side, really even. You see the 85 Alcina just actually getting a great run now. He is clear. I think he's going to sneak up. There he goes. Makes that move down to the bottom. Now David Overstreet's going to get a huge push here from the 24 of Everett Lane.
Yep, we'll see if these two can make it work with each other. They've now gotten up to that 85 of Alcina.
And Estel Fields back there giving a good bit of help as well. Staying right on that back bumper, not making contact, but just hanging out close enough to break that air bubble and give him a big push. And now you see the bottom lane, the 33 of Michael Howlett, he just falls off the back bumper of LG Whately, and that bottom lane now is not organized at all.
Yeah, and that's definitely going to give the high side a little bit of momentum. Who is that? I think Michael Pegg. Yep, Michael Pegg goes down to the bottom. He's now going to be behind his regulator teammate, Michael Howlett. And I wouldn't be surprised if they made some room for Estel Fields to come down there as well. We'll see. Man, getting to a big lead now is the 85 of Alcina. I think it's
He's got a big push here from LG Whately too. You can see just every once in a while LG falls off and they start falling backwards, and then he starts pushing again. You see again now that bottom line all separated on the bottom. Oh, big move down to the bottom there from Everett Lane, trying to get that bottom lane working.
I think now is the point in the race where everybody's realizing, hey, I mean, if I'm going to be there in the end, then I'm going to need to save my stuff.
Yeah, we got 25 laps to go here, now we're down to 24 laps to go. So for some of these guys, especially those guys in the back, some guys we expect to be up front, like Gabe Butler and the Groovers, this is their go time. They need to start making moves now to start getting their way up to the front.
Right, we're going to see a lot more, I guess, taking than giving. It looks like they're getting a little bit of a good run up there. Estel Fields in the 03 of David Overstreet.
Yeah, this is where you play that chess match I always talk about. Here's where you start looking 4 or 5 moves in front of you. And don't forget, some of these guys still have to come in and pit. So maybe some of these guys in the back aren't really pushing yet because they know that these guys have to come in and pit.
Right. And there goes David Overstreet now clear of Alcina. He retakes the lead. Oh, I saw him maybe peek to go back up to the high side.
Now Alcina with that great push there. But don't count out the outside lane right now.
Got Paul Sheldon and the 042 of Estel Fields up there now.
These guys are approaching a lap car right now too, so.
Oh, yep, Noel Coers, who you mentioned earlier has had a very tough day. Able to cleanly pass Noel.
Fortunately, right now the field's just 2x2. They're not 3x3, or else he would have just been in the way there. But now a great run again on the outside. Estel Fields getting a great shove here. He's almost clear of the 03, but looks like the 03 is going to have the momentum going into the corner again.
Yep, so David Overstreet continuing to do good here with the push from the 85 of Alcina.
Bunch of cars dipping on the pit road here.
Ooh.
We'll see. Looks like Jimmy Crow coming onto pit road.
Not in. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't see him on your screen. I see him on my screen.
There we go. They're in now. I don't know what was going on, but there they go off. We got Tracy Weaver, Kevin Freeze, Gabe Butler. See who's going to win the race off. Let's see. Getting some left sides. And looks like Duke Conrad is going to win the race off of pit road, as there goes everybody. JD Crow. Eric Laurie. Some of them. We're going to take a gander back up front. And Estel Fields has taken the lead now. Moved down to the bottom. So that's now going to make the 53 of Paul Sheldon as the leader of the high side. Paul Sheldon almost was clear of Estel Fields.
Randy Miner gave him a great shove in that 101 machine. A Miller Light Ride, trying to make that thing work on the outside. He's getting a big shove from Don Davis now, too.
We'll see if that can help maybe give some momentum to the high side. That has been doing pretty well so far through this race. That they were able to get Everett Lane down there to the bottom. They were able to get David Overstreet down there. They were able to get LG Whaley and Alcina there. So we'll see if they can continue their good run by maybe getting another driver up front.
Well, I can see that that bottom top lane is going to be struggling for a little bit because the 03 keeps pushing up off the corner just a little bit. That time he was able to stick it right down there, but through the corner he seems to be, especially through 3 and 4, he doesn't seem to be as stable as those other cars. And because of that, he's pushing up the track, which is pushing the other cars up the track. And when that happens, that's going to break up that bottom line.
I think that has something to do with setup, maybe.
He could, it could be so. It looks like he's coming on the pit road right here too. So a bunch of cars on the pit road. It could be his tires are just wearing out and he's starting to lose. Oh, we got one car around.
Wait, what? Who was that?
I'm taking a look right now, and well, you keep the battle at the front here. I'll see if I can find out who that was.
All right. Now all of them are on pit road, so back in the lead is the 85 of Alcina. We still have, I believe, the 53 up there on the high side.
So it was Everett Lane.
Okay.
And I'm trying to see the other car involved here. The 33 of Michael Howlett. They were about 5 wide coming into the pits there, and I'm not really sure exactly what happened, but they came together right at the entrance of pit road.
Find that.
While that's going on right now, Don Davis up at the front, being pushed by Michael Pegg. So we're seeing these regulators up here make things happen.
Both of them were blinking, so it pauses where it's just a black screen whenever they blink out. I couldn't find it.
Gotcha. Back at the front now, a couple more cars on the pit road. Michael Pegg coming on the pit road, gets great on, along with Gary Silipinski, Craig White, Brett Lay, David Adamson.
See who's going to win the race off of pit road for them.
Still have the replay screen up.
Oh, my.
Right now, Paul Sheldon is going to assume the race lead, being pushed by Randy Miner. But your battle for the win is coming off of pit road right now, I believe.
There goes Paul Sheldon and all of them that you mentioned before going on a pit road.
So Michael Pegg will become your leader right here.
Man. Deja vu to the past 2 races, trying to get a three-peat.
Oh, I take that back right now. Patrick Groover
Oh.
and Seth Groover are technically your leaders right now.
See who's going to win the race off of pit road for these drivers. Randy Miner Here they go, out of their pit stalls. Like it's going to be Randy Minor winning the race off of pit road. We take a look back up front. There comes the Groover brothers. One of them is on the lead lap, one of them is not.
Yep, Patrick Groover is going to take the lead here. And Seth is just trying to push him along. Well, we got Dude Conrad and Kevin Freeze on the outside trying to take away that lead. And right behind him, JD Crow. And then Tracy Weaver in this mix as well after having some issues earlier. He's right back in it.
And then there's a whole another pack behind them. Michael Pegg and Estill Fields are starting to catch up with them. If they can get into the draft, they'll get up there.
Well, they got him. And that's the thing. These guys running 2x2 in front of them is pushing such a big hole in the air that those cars right behind are just flying right now. I mean, speed difference between those two cars. The leaders are doing 201 into the corner. And Michael Pegg was just doing 209 miles an hour into the corner.
Dang. Just the difference. They're they're making it 3 wide. They're not trying to make it. They're making it 3 wide. They've now caught up to Dude Conrad, almost.
I'm looking at some of these top speeds that these cars have hit tonight, and they were incredible speeds. I was not expecting to see numbers like that up at the board here. But it looks like the top speed, the fastest top speed I've seen so far is 217 miles an hour in the draft.
Man, that's crazy.
So that's what getting that little draft and that big pull can do for you if you're far behind and you've got a great setup. You can see some very intense speeds as they are 3 wide for the lead right now.
Man, this is getting intense here with 13 laps to go. If Michael Pegg has anything on, it looks like they're also getting Thomas Holder catching up to them as well.
Yeah, Thomas Holder is definitely going to help that high side. You see they kind of fell back a little bit. But now that they got that third car teamed up with them, I imagine that top lane is going to start creeping forward. And now 17 of JD Crow is just off the back bumper of Seth Groover. So that's going to allow that middle and top lane to really get some energy here coming off of turn 2.
Here in turns 3 and 4. Like we do have some other drivers up there on that third lane. Mark Mann and Eric Laurie as well up there.
Yeah, they're trying to make something happen the best they can right now. And the more cars that they can get up on that third lane, the better it's going to be. Because when you're running side by side 2 wide, that top lane can have a little bit of advantage. But when you're 3 wide, that middle lane that was the top lane just becomes such a huge disadvantage. Because, one, you're having to work that wheel a little bit more, trying to stay off the car, the inside and outside. But 2, now you're getting that sucker hole effect. You're getting air dumped on your spoiler from both sides. You know, the air off these cars, it's like a boat wake. As you see Dude Conrad now starting to get a little momentum. But if you're getting a boat wake from both sides, it's really dumping air on that spoiler and slowing down that middle lane.
Like it hasn't been enough. Then, oh, there goes some drivers onto pit road. Both Groover brothers, Patrick and Seth Groover, heading onto pit road.
Yeah, it's just going to be those 2 on the pit road right now.
Looks like, by the way, there's a whole nother pack behind everybody that we were watching.
Yeah, there is a whole nother pack back there, and unfortunately, they're just going to run out of time because there's only 10 laps to go here.
Right, it is go time for sure. There goes both the Groover brothers off of pit road now. Patrick in the front and Seth in the back, and we look back up front.
Oh, we got JD Crow just caught the apron. He's down. Come back up in the traffic. Oh, a little contact. One car back up on track. Wow, that was a scary moment for a moment there.
I gotta see what happened there with JD Crow.
We got a battle for the lead, though. While that's going on, Kevin Freeze is going around Michael Pegg on the bottom side. Here comes Dude Conrad to push Kevin Freeze up to the front, but the 777 of Michael Pegg has a great push here from Estel Fields. And Michael Pegg and Estel Fields are going to slide down to the bottom lane. They're going to take over the lead.
As you say that, let's take a look at that replay here with JD Crow. So as they were entering turn 3, he caught the apron, got a little bit too low.
Oh, trouble!
What?
Trouble! JD Crow's around on the tri-oval.
Uh-oh.
Yellow is out.
And I was looking at the wrong JD Crow replay. We'll try to find that again with our wreckage replay. Man. Bad luck for JD Crow. Who was in it? So
No, JD Crow. Or was it Jimmy Crow? I'm sorry, it was Jimmy Crow. That time. It was the wrong Crow. I apologize. It was Jimmy Crow. It was Jimmy Crow both times. I apologize. Not JD Crow the first time. It was Jimmy. Actually, it was JD the first time. It was Jimmy Crow the second time. Jimmy Crow. And it looks like the 24 of Everett Lane, I believe that was. Trying to get a good camera view here. Nope, I take that back. It was the 85
all right.
of
Well, I got it right here. What
perfect,
exactly
of
happened?
Alcina.
Go. So he had Alcina. Yeah, they were 3 wide. And I'm not sure who moved up and who came down, but they met in the middle and boom, both of them get into the wall, collecting LG Whaley. Thomas
Holder.
Jay Hilliard able to make it through.
Eric Laurie sneaks through as well, and I think that's the only 3 cars really involved in that.
Still enough to bring out the caution, and that's a shame for everyone involved. We're going to have a limited amount of laps to go here when we go back green, so it's go time for everyone. We're going to see a lot of great action coming up.
For sure, and now these guys can definitely make it on fuel. With this yellow flag here, these guys are able to save quite a bit of fuel under yellow. So,
yep, so Michael Pegg. Not sure if all of this is entirely accurate, but yeah, that doesn't seem.
Pulled up on my screen just to take a look. I have Michael Pegg going in 9 laps ago. Estel Fields 11. Kevin Freese 14 laps. Dude
Okay.
Conrad Weaver also 14 laps. Overstreet went in 11 laps ago. And then Waitley and Holder both 10 laps on this run. So these guys are definitely all set on fuel and tires. It's just going to be a race back to the flag here.
Yep, that's for sure. It always comes down to that. It most of the time comes down to the final. I mean, it doesn't matter until the final 100 inches.
That is absolutely true. And even a race like this at Talladega, it could come down to the final half an inch, as we've seen really, really close finishes at the super speedways, especially Daytona. But Talladega can definitely lend itself to another finish like that as well.
These drivers got to remember, though, if they want to finish first, they have to well, if they want to finish first, then they need to finish first. They don't want to wreck their cars before they get across the line.
That's absolutely true. To finish first, you must first finish.
I believe this time by lights on the pace car will go off. Yep, there you go. So starting, we got two regulators on this in this front row. Michael Pegg, Estel Fields. They've got Kevin Fries and Dude Conrad behind them. We head into the back straightaway. When they go back green, it's going to be 5-lap shootout. 20 iRacing credits on the line. Just hold up. And because next week is the final race of the season, and right now in points, Mark Mann is 39 points behind Rick Seabrands. So it's a big gap, and at the same time, it's not very. It's also a small gap. So.
Well, yeah, because a race like this, when you have 42 drivers in the field or 43 drivers in the field, if something was to happen to Seabrands right here, that would be huge.
Right, and that would help everybody behind him. So this is also a big race for points to decide who's going to have a chance for next race. There goes the pace car dipping down.
Currently, Seabrands is in 17th. Mark Mann's in 9th.
A lot of those drivers who were up there in points is just they've been consistently up front. And there in the end. So here we go. We are back green here for a 5-lap shootout here at Talladega Superspeedway, side by side.
You're going to see some excitement here, as I think there's going to be some really big moves, maybe some really aggressive moves coming down in these last final laps.
And as you say that, speaking of aggressive, we got the 777 of Michael Pegg going up there with his Regulators teammate, Estel Fields. They're going to try to get a good run. And, yep, they're already clear of Kevin Fries.
Yeah, and a little further back, we already have a third lane starting to form up. You see it as they're coming off the corner there. Being led right now by the 429 of Paul Witt. So he's trying to make that third lane work again. Oh, we got contact.
Contact, wait.
Oh, Groover in the wall, the 01, hard.
Caution's on Owen. What in the world? Everybody like slid. That was crazy. But we will get a wreckage replay to see what happened.
Saw Patrick up into the wall, and it looked like the 95 of James Mayer was slowing down to avoid the wreck as soon as he saw it. And when he got in the binders, they just all piled in behind him with nowhere to go.
That would be a good view from James Mayer. Wait, what? Well, now I lost it. Oh, no. Okay. Get it up. Here it is. Watch it from Patrick Groover's point of view. We'll be able to see what happens behind them. There he goes. Gets into Paul Sheldon.
More contact between the two as they just couldn't get off of each other. And then you see the checkup right there behind. I don't think you have it on your screen there.
Oh. Yep, they were kind of blinking there, but there they go. That's gonna be it there for. Yeah, see a quick look at that machine.
believe he had a reset though. I'll have to check on that for you real
Well,
quick.
he's definitely smoking right now. Must have blew the engine. He's got the 071 of Eric Laurie behind them, who could potentially push him if it blows, like it goes out completely.
I think Eric just said, "Nope, I'm just gonna go right around you. I don't want a dirty windshield." But that's gonna put us into overtime.
Okay. How much more does he have to go? Nope, not a little bit. I think he'll be able to make it. He didn't get a very good qualifying run, so he'll be pretty far back with the pit stalls to the point where he's not going to have very far to go. There he goes. Is he going to be able to make it before it goes out completely? I'm pretty sure. Goes. Alright, so he was able to make it to his stall safely.
It doesn't look like he had a reset.
Ooh.
So unfortunately, it looks like his day is pretty much gonna be done. Although his brother Seth does have a clean car right now, so tough night for the Groover twins.
Yeah, earlier on they were having a pretty good night, and then I mean since I think it was the first one where I think the straw that broke the camel's back was when I think it was Seth when he was entering onto pit road. Oh my gosh!
What just happened?
What? Okay, I need to see a replay on that. What in the world? Oh my god.
That was not what I was expecting to
That
see
is
when I looked up and saw cars
that
going
was
over the top of the pace car.
Oh, let's see. Alright, so here is what happened. I don't know, James Mayer, watch him. So James Mayer just started to pass everyone. And he's like glitching through cars. He glitches through him. He glitches through him. Glitches through him. Boom. Boom. I am not sure how is he going through everybody. But then when he reaches Kevin Freeze, what in the world?
Wow. I'm not sure what happened right there. And that looks like I mean there's a couple computer glitches that could happen. But
I mean, hold on, I gotta see what it looked like from his cockpit. He was just like going through the cars. And also, I mean he went through so many like boom, 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 boom. He goes through all of those. I mean,
yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. And
I'm very confused. But lights on the pace car has gone off. That's definitely gonna hurt for the people who were involved, like Kevin Freeze. Very, very confused on what just happened there. We're live. We're gonna have our first green-white checkered attempt when we go back green here. It's about to go down here at Talladega.
I was listening to the voice race chatter here if I could figure out what was going on. And it sounds like his screen went blank. He didn't see any cars on his screen. He thought there was an issue, and he was trying to get back to pit road, and that's when he started just plowing through people.
Man. Well, that's an interesting situation there. Don't see that every day. I do remember that when I tried to get him into some of the replays before, but he was having some connection issues and he was blinking, so clearly he was having some connection issues because of that. Here we are, about to go back green here.
Green flag, green flag.
Right, here we go, our first green-white checkered attempt.
Our only green-white checker attempt.
Oh, there's only one green-white checkered attempt? Okay.
Yep, as they're already going 3 wide here. You see the 08, the 429, the 33, all hooking up in that third lane already. Would be the 08 Estathicos, the 429 of Paul Witt. They're trying to make something happen on that third lane.
Right now, Michael Pegg is clear of David Overstreet on the bottom. He's trying to bring the 042 of Estill Fields with him.
They come to the white flag, and Pegg's going to start doing some blocking here if he's going to make the three-peat happen. As now Estill Fields now clear on the bottom. They're going to move down to that bottom line. Here comes the top lane, though, right now, being led by Stathikos.
Yeah, they're coming, and they're coming quick. But they're going to only have one lap to try to... There goes the 03. Stathikos is in the wall.
4 wide.
Whoa!
4 wide down the back. They got a wreck. One's around. The 41.
Oh, 41's in the air.
We're on the final lap, though. No caution, as they're going to race it back to the line.
And I don't know, is the 042 of Estill Fields content? Is he going to push the 777 of Michael Pegg to the win? Not sure.
Come to the trial here. Is an opportunity to make a move. No, he's going to be sitting right there. He's going to let him win. Again, Michael Pegg, 3 in a row.
Wow, what a feat right there. 3-peat for the 777 of Michael Pegg. All 3 of these races, or the 3 past races, he's won them. And there goes the poor cone. Man.
Yeah, that was an incredible wreck behind everything, and I'm looking at that replay right now, and that was a product of the 4 wide. As it looks like the 429 came down just a little bit in the 3. You might want to check that from the blimp. That would be the best best view to see it.
429.
Yeah, the 429 actually gets turned by LG Waitley.
I found the 429. Quickly go back. The blimp. Got the blimp. Yeah. So here's a look at what happened here with that finish. So we were 4 wide there, and I mean, 429 and the 99 of LG Whaley, they get into it. 41 gets around, the 04 gets around, and the 08, John Stathikos had nowhere to go. 41 in the air. Alcina in it. Man. That's the big one, and the big one happened on the final lap. So he's doing his burnout right now. Celebrating that win.
Let me see if either Estill or Miss Holder in the I do see Michael Pegg is in our waiting room. Just waiting for the other 2 to jump in.
Estill's in race room 6. Thomas Holt. While we wait for everybody, we're gonna do take a quick break, and then we'll come back when we get everybody. You're back live here at Talladega Superspeedway, and we're going to go ahead and start off by pulling in. We don't have the 00 of Thomas Holder, but we do have second place Estel Fields.
Yeah.
So, hey,
Estel, you got Josh and Atlee in the booth. You got us?
I got you. What's going on?
Hey, great finish there, coming home second. I know there's a little controversy there at the end with one car having some issues with the connection, but fortunately, you guys were able to avoid any damage from that contact and have another great 1-2 finish for you. I think you finished second behind Michael 2 races ago. Am I correct?
Yeah, usually I'm the pusher and he's the guy that keeps you steady there, and I can just glue to him and shake and bake it all the way to the finish line, and it seemed to work out today for us.
Yeah, I saw the strategy working out for you guys again. Pitting early, staying out of trouble. Was that kind of the idea again, considering last time we were here, you guys went caution free?
Yeah, absolutely. We just we calculated the fuel this time, decided to pit a little early, try to get away from those cautions in case they came out. That way it'd give us a shot up in the front, when it came down to the end, and it seemed to pan out for us pretty well. So we got lucky there. We stayed out of the wrecks.
Well, one more race to go in the season. The regulators look stout, and see you guys been working real hard on those setups. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight?
Yeah, man, Jimmy, man, he always works really hard on himself, and works hard for this. So shout out to Jimmy for all his hard work he does, and I appreciate what you guys do broadcasting it. Thanks to the boot knockers, the old farts, all those guys, all the competitors, man. So many great racers out there, and it just wouldn't be the same without them. So I appreciate all the clean racing, the great community we have, and I'm honored to be a part of it. It's a really good time. And last people is Michael Pegg, our team leader, and then all the regulators, man. They get out there every day, they push it hard, and they help push us up to the front. So thanks to everybody. I really appreciate it.
Awesome job, Ben. Atlee, you have anything you'd like to add?
nope, I mean, it was just an impressive race for the regulators, as we're now going to pull in the 777 of Michael Pegg. Here we go. Hey, Michael, this is Atlee and Josh in the booth. Do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
Sweet. Well, that was another great race for the entire regulator squad. You pitted early, and then all the strategy came in from there. You were able to avoid that driver with the connection issue there, and then you played it smart there in that green-white checkered, and you were able to take your third win in a row. I mean, tell us what happened here at Talladega from your point of view.
Well, I got out front, and then we came in to pit. We got caught. I think we came into pit, and there was 3 in front of us. A caution came out, so we pitted again, and I got caught speeding. So it threw me back to last place. So I had to come all the way from last place, fight my way through the pits to get back up front. Time had just worked out at closing time, and there we were.
I mean,
We
it's
just had to keep.
Oh.
We just had to keep picking them off in the pits and keep picking them off because I was all the way to the last. my whole team was up front.
Strategy is what you got to do here at Talladega. But I mean, it's so crazy how well you and your regulators, teammates, work together. I mean, just tell us about the grind.
Well, we split the pack up tonight. We were gonna do 4 and 4 versus doing 8 or 9 of us trying to pit at one time, just to give it a little bit different, let somebody else win. The plan was not for me to win tonight. The plan was for Evatt to win, but didn't work out that way. They had some bad pits, and some of the caution flags came out and changed the strategy tonight. So it just played out that way, and I hate that dude got taken out, and Kevin, there was some net code or something going on, some cars disappearing. I hate that they got taken out. They worked hard to be there at the end.
Yeah, that was a crazy incident right there. But overall, great race for you getting that 3-peat. But anybody you'd like to thank, shout out sponsors before we let you go?
My entire team, can't thank them enough. Every single member, they're unbelievable. Estel, Everett, Frank, Larry, Michael Howlett, Don Davis. Just can't thank them enough. Paul, my wife Tracy, and Cash.
Sweet. Well, congratulations, and let's see what happens as we head into the season finale next week at same track.
Thanks, sir.
Well, that's going to conclude our action here at Talladega Superspeedway. Any final thoughts, Josh?
No, just another phenomenal race. I'm looking forward to calling the next one. We've got the, stay tuned. We've got the Gills Dump Truck Service 135 from Watkins Glen tonight. Definitely want to check that out. It's going to be an exciting one. Watching these guys turn left and right in the iOS series tonight.
Yep, so make sure to stay tuned for that, and just thank you everyone for watching the broadcast here on Intensity Broadcasting. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to Intensity Broadcasting on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, as we're now on the road to 2,000 on Facebook, and we're still catching 1,000 on Twitch and YouTube. And also, make sure to check us out on Twitter as well. And if you haven't already, make sure to watch our Intensity Broadcasting podcast. You can find it on Facebook, or you can watch it on Spotify and also Apple Podcasts. And again, like he said, stay tuned for the Gills Dump Truck 135 at Watkins Glen. And also, tomorrow we're going to have the iOS Truck Series and the Intensity Racing League Short Track Series. So stay tuned for that. On behalf of Josh Hall and the rest of the Intensity Broadcasting crew, I am Atlee Weiss. Over and